Welcome to another episode of It's All About You, where we interview entrepreneurs and business owners all over the state. So today, we're in Greenville, South Carolina. We have Arthur Sherrill Evans here with us. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
You doing pretty good?
Yeah.
Well, I want you to tell the viewers, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Sherrill Evans. As you know, I recently wrote a book called The Wrong Kind of Love, and it's my biography of what I went through in multiple relationships. And I'm just trying to prevent and bring awareness to mental and physical abuse.
So the title is The Wrong Kind of Love.
Yes, the wrong
So I'm assuming you was in a lot of situations where, you was given the wrong kind of love.
Yeah, I was in multiple situations actually. One in particular was the longest. I could not get away from this one for some reason.
Really?
It was how can I put it? It was the wrong kind, but you kind of felt like it was the right kind.
Right.
So it was a back and forth with that one.
So how long did that last?
It lasted for about 10 years off and on.
10 years off and on.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, without going too much into the book, can you tell us a little bit about that situation? Is that what made you write the book?
Yep. What made me write the book was I kept noticing my family members and some of my friends were going through the same things that I went through. And I was thinking in my head, like, why are they doing this? Like, they see what I went through. I don't want them to go through the same thing. So I wrote the book to help them and other women not go through the same thing also. But it started in the 10th grade. In the beginning, you think you're in love with the person. You know how y'all had that swag going on.
Right.
You think it's just a swag. It ain't just, it's not that person being a mean, ignorant person.
Right, especially in high school.
In high school, we was used to that thug appeal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
it was attractive. All the ladies want him, then that's the guy.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. So, at first, that's what it was. And then, slowly, it became like he just was verbally abusive to me and pretty much everybody. If you didn't like him or he said something you didn't like, he would let you know and didn't have no problem, didn't care who you was.
Right.
And so I dealt with it as long as I could, off and on. I would always leave and then come back, then leave again, come back, because children were involved. So that made it a little harder to stay away. And I thought I always wanted my kids to have a 2-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me want to stay longer than I should have.
All right. So how long? You said it was about 10 years. So during this process, what was going through your mind? Did your family know, like, did anybody around you or your family know, like, any of the things that was going on?
They would see the verbal abuse, but they didn't never see the physical abuse because at first it was just verbally. It always graduates to physical or sexual. Right. So at first it was just verbally. So they would see it and they would be upset and say something to me about it, but I was just like, it's all right, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would make excuses for them.
You're right.
So then it got to the point to where they thought it was normal. They didn't say anything else about it. So when it really became physical, they were all just like shocked because I hid it.
Right.
Nobody knew.
Oh, you hid it from them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hid that part.
So how long was it mental before it came physical?
It was mental it wasn't always bad. It was mental for about, I'd say, 5 years.
5 years, so like half of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just transitioned into physical.
Yeah, it just transitioned slowly.
So tell us a little bit more about the book itself. Do you just talk about one relationship or multiple relationships?
In the book, I talk about multiple relationships because I call myself running away from one and end up being in another.
Okay. So basically, just trying to hide from one.
Yeah, and I The the other relationship was sexual and mental abuse. And at first I didn't realize it until I actually started thinking about it and reading about it. And I was like, wow, that really happened. So I decided to put it in my book and explain why it happens and when it happens.
Okay. So, when did you get to the point where you kind of transitioned, where you like left these guys alone and was like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm look for something better, change my life.
One night I came home from work and I sent a message to the other abusive. But it was meant for I sent the message to the wrong person.
Right.
But I was thinking I was sending it to somebody else. It wasn't a bad message. It was just saying happy birthday.
Right.
Sorry we can't be here to celebrate what she was saying.
Right.
And the one I was with at the time, he got the message instead of the other guy. So when I got home, he was upset. So we got into an argument, we fought, and I was sexually abused. And I remember that night crying and praying in my head, God, if I get through this, please, I promise I'm going to leave.
Right.
So I got through it that night, and I left the next morning. I called Safe Harbor. They got a room available for me and my son to go to. And then the second one was the one that I was with for about 10 years, on and off. When you get out of one relationship, you go back to what's normal, what you think is normal.
So after you left that situation, when you went to, when you got in the room, you went back to the other guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
About a year after that, maybe a year and a half after that, I went back with the other guy because, they sweet talk you.
Yeah, that's
I ain't gonna do it. Everything's gonna be different.
Right.
And I still love them. So I was like, okay, we got kids together, we can work it out. So I went and got them from home, where we're originally from, Michigan, and it started off good, and then it's like...
You went and got them and brought them to South Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It started off good, and then it started getting worse and worse. Like it was worse here than it was in Michigan. So the verbal abuse was worse, the physical abuse started to get worse, so I was just like, you know what? After this night, I recreated my book for what happened, what I looked like afterward.
So that your cover, tell us a little bit about your cover there, Sis.
The cover is a recreation of when I looked in the mirror and I seen my black eye and my broken blood vessel, and I remember the choking. I have a handprint around my neck. If you look at it closely, when you look at the cover, was when I looked in the mirror and was like, you know what, this ain't the way it's supposed to be. I gotta go.
And it was all the same night.
Mm-hmm. It was the same night. It was actually in this house.
The house we're in right now, right?
Yep, it was in this house. So, yeah, I did that. Look in the mirror. And the reason I did my book cover this way is because at the time, this is who I was.
Mm-hmm.
The beat up bruised person. And I knew when I looked in the mirror that I was supposed to be a successful, beautiful, smart,
right.
Motivated person instead of the person that I was.
Right.
So
how did that situation end? After you looked in the mirror?
I ended up having to call the police. I had to run next door because after the fight, he said something that made me think that we were going to fight again if I didn't do what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So while my daughter was in the crib asleep, I ran to the house next door and I called the police. And they took me to jail.
So, how old were your kids around this time?
My son was about 9, and my daughter was 1 year old, maybe. Not close to one.
1 year old. Okay, so you ran to your neighbor's house and you called the police, and so that was the end of it.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to go too much into the book, so we can leave it at that. You know, y'all gotta read the books to find out the rest of it. But basically, what made you end up writing the book, though?
My cousins and my family, and I would see on social media fights with men and women, and some of them, women would provoke it. Please don't do that. If you know your man or your woman will hit you, do not provoke them to hit you. I mean, don't just leave it alone. It's just that simple. Just leave it alone.
First of all, you don't even want to be in a relationship with somebody that's gonna hit you anyway.
Right.
But if you with them anyway, like she said, you know how people fall in love, and even though they may be abusive, you know, you stick and stay with them anyway.
It's not normal to fight the person you love or to argue that much at all. Like, you're supposed to have a calm, collective relationship. It's not supposed to be all the time, you know? So, I got tired of seeing my family go through the same thing that I went through. I grew up with my auntie. She went through it. And I seen it, but I didn't see it. You know?
Yeah, because it was normal, so you know, he wasn't.
I would hear about it, and I would always say, that wasn't going to be me. I ain't going to do that. I couldn't be me.
Right.
And then you never know until you actually have to deal with it. Like, once you're in a relationship with somebody and you love that person, and that person loves you, and you're supposed to fight for it and make it work. But sometimes you just got to let it go. So it was one of those events that made me want to write the book. I didn't want other people to go through the same thing I went through.
So basically, you wrote it to, you know, tell your story and give them a heads up on how they could avoid being in a situation like this.
Yeah.
So that's the what all messages can they get from the book? Just that, or
they can get messages from the book. Know who you are and love yourself is definitely something that's inside the book. And warning signs to know if you have a mental abusive person in your life. It's kind of weird. In order for me to write this book, I had to make it a little funny. Like, when I read it, it's a funny book, but it's not real funny, but it's, you know, it has a little humor in it. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, tell them where they can go find your book at.
You can find my book on Amazon, and you can also order your book through me on my website, SherelleEvans.com.
Can they find you on social media, Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook as author Sherelle Evans. You can like my page and follow me. You can send me a message, let me know if you want the book. Also, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram and Twitter. And I also have a YouTube channel.
All the same name.
All the same name. I keep it real simple. Easy.
Author Sherelle Evans. So, what else do you have going on? You know, just besides the book, you have anything going on around the book or other things that you do?
I do. I am currently October 1st. We're having the Define Yourself event for women. We are going to do a fashion makeover photo shoot for women that's been through mental and physical abuse. So we're going to have that event with it's going to be some singers, some speakers, vendors. It's going to be really awesome. And you can also get the tickets on eventbrite.com and also on my webpage, SherelleEvans.com. And you might want to get those tickets now, today, because they're going to go pretty fast. We also challenge people to do it today to show awareness for the cause, prevention for the cause, and also assistance for the cause. So that's where you can get it.
Okay, so do you have any do y'all have like a specific audience that y'all looking for people to come to the event? Is it just women or?
Men can come to the event also. because it might be helpful for them. But
Yeah, a lot of people don't really know. Men get abused too.
Yeah.
They may not speak on it, but men get abused just like women do.
So the event is for everyone, but the showcase inside of the show is for women. It's gonna be women, but men are definitely welcome to come and support the cause.
Okay.
It's a little something for everybody.
Y'all looking for any particular particular women to help out with the event or be involved with the event?
We still have a few more slots for women to be inside the show to get the makeover and the fashion shoot, photo shoot. If you want to be involved in that, just message me at authorSherelleEvans.com. Author Sherelle Evans on Facebook, and also you can message me on my website at SherelleEvans.com. Let me know.
And these are just women who, been in those type of situations, right?
Women that's been through mental, physical, and also sexual abuse as well.
Are there any last messages that you have for any of the viewers? Are there any last messages or anything that you want to get out to help anybody out?
It's something that I like to say to myself. Never let somebody else look in your mirror and define who you are. Only God and yourself can define who you are.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice little quote. Might have to steal that. But this is Arthur Sherelle Evans. Everybody, go follow her on social media. Go to Amazon, pick up her book. Real great story. I think you guys will enjoy it. This is another episode of It's All About You. I'll see you guys next time.
I know the pain of someone saying they're in love with me, but all I can feel is shame, and I know how it feels to be alone inside a home where my